Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Travis Lima here. Welcome to this webinar episode. I am being joined today by the one and only Kim White. Kim, how are you doing today?
Very good. Very good. Good to be
Fantastic. So Kim, I believe that you are going to be speaking to us a little bit about BuddyPress and how you can sort of leverage Paid Memberships Pro to monetize BuddyPress and just do a couple of really nifty things with it. Now, maybe it could be kind of cool to just, get a bit of an overview of BuddyPress. What exactly is it for someone who has never heard of it before? What is it?
So BuddyPress is also an open source project that allows you to turn your WordPress site into a social club. That's not the right word. You can have groups of people, conversations, message boards, and share information among groups of people. So, I know there's a lot more you can do with it. Some people use it strictly for its members directory, which can be very nice. If you're a group of accountants and you want to show all the accountants in your group, it's a really nice directory. But it's a social network. That's the word I'm looking for.
A social network.
Yes.
Awesome. Listen, I just realized that in my enthusiasm to get going on this topic, because this topic is one that is asked about all the time. People are building communities and, trying to hook up membership to that community build that they're creating, that I completely forgot to really sort of do a proper introduction on you. On you. So I apologize, everyone. For those of you watching, Kim White works with us over at Paid Memberships Pro. She's a support engineer. She does development work as well. And I mean, Kim has been working with WordPress in general for many, many years and building some really intricate sites for customers. So just to give you a little bit of a backdrop, that's who Kim is, and that's what she's doing over at Paid Memberships Pro. So we've spoken a little bit about BuddyPress. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect to, or what you're going to show us in this specific webinar?
So when you have BuddyPress installed, you have access, like you said, to a members directory, group discussions, things that you might not want open to the public, but you want it for people, but you want the public to see some of it. Or maybe you want to have different levels of access to what people can do. Like you might have groups. Well, if you have a higher level member, maybe they can create groups and discussions. So by using Paid Memberships Pro, you can either sell or just set up membership levels, and you can words are escaping me. Decide what permissions people have for different areas of BuddyPress. Without something like Paid Memberships Pro, you can either turn on access or turn off access. But with using Paid Memberships Pro with it, you can make different levels of permissions for the content you're providing.
And that's something that we are seeing more and more of, people adding those kind of restrictions and permissions to their site. Have you got, off the top of your head, and maybe you are going to speak a little bit more about this in the demonstration in a little bit, but have you got some popular use cases that you've sort of come across or heard about that people are really using these two plugins, Paid Memberships Pro and BuddyPress, to achieve a desired result?
Well, as a support person, I've seen a lot of different groups, but the number one group that I've kind of seen is like a club or a community of people. My friend runs a very nice size membership group for car enthusiasts for a certain kind of antique car. And all their members, they sit and they talk and they yak about all these cars, and you can have different levels of permissions to be involved in that conversation or not. And they also are able to sell their subscriptions to their membership through this. And they have a newsletter they mail out with email. So that's the one I see. And then what is it when you have the business groups, small business groups in a community, they may use it, and they like that because they can have their side of running the content for the members, but also have a front-facing thing that people in the community can see. So Better Business Bureaus or things like that.
Right. I think like I've thought of like 2 or 3 business opportunities just in the time that you've mentioned those kind of use cases.
Right.
So maybe I'll go set up a BuddyPress install after this. Cool. Okay. Well, Kim, if you are ready, I can go ahead and share your screen, and then you can start taking us through things.
Sounds
so I'm going to go. Cool. There we go.
So I know we're saving this, but right now it's almost Christmas around here. So I have this little membership group for all these people who live or work in the North Pole. And this is an existing BuddyPress install. We can see that they offer a members directory. We have all the different members of the community. Also,
love the avatars.
Yeah. We can find out a little bit about. So Judy the Elf here, her profile. Her position is hospitality. We can also see where she's spoke to other people. Now, this might be great for their community, but everything they say they may not want to open to the public. This may be internals and things going on. So we want to find out a way not only to have different levels of memberships in the community, because we have some people who work for Santa and some people who just live there and some people who are reindeer. So we can set up different levels of membership to access different parts of the site. So the first thing we're going to do is log in, because that always helps. Now, the only things you need out of the box are a BuddyPress install, which is you can get free at the repository, WordPress.org. Then to integrate it with Paid Memberships Pro, of course, we want to have Paid Memberships Pro active, and I've installed these to save time. But at Paid Memberships Pro, in order for these two to talk together and us to manage their pages, you want to have the integration plugin. And this is also available in the repository. So these 3 plugins you can get at WordPress.org. We're going to activate that. Now, once you activate that, you'll go to your membership area and you'll see that there's a new tab here for Paid Memberships Pro and BuddyPress. And there's going to be some settings and decisions you're going to have to make about your community. The number one thing is, if somebody does not have a membership, can they see your BuddyPress or not? And depending on what you're doing, but in our case, we want them to be able to see our directory. So what we're going to choose is not all access, give some access. And then we'll get drop downs that these are the different modules of BuddyPress I have installed. We're doing groups and the directory. But I only want my non-members, people who haven't signed on, to be able to see the directory. So I'm going to say yes there. Now, the next thing we want to do is we manage the pages. What's going to happen when people try to access this protected content? Now, I haven't done the Paid Memberships Pro pages yet, but what's really nice is you can click here to generate the pages. If these aren't pages you want to use, you can go in later and edit them. But right now, these are going to be the things that I need: registration page, levels pages. They're going to be all created for me. Login page, I'm going to use the Paid Memberships Pro login. I can change the profile to be BuddyPress, but I'm not going to do that right now. And what's going to happen if they're restricted? So we can generate a restricted page, which I'm going to do that for right now. But you could make a special page that said, oh, that content is for members. Do you want to become a member? But right now we're just going to,
okay, that's smart.
Yeah, make that. So once I have done that, now I don't have a level. So we have to create a level. We're going to make 2 levels. We're going to let somebody be a free member, so they don't have to pay anything. But what are they going to have access to? Same here as we had for non-members. Here are the restrictions. We can either give them no access, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give them specific features. I'm going to let them see groups. I'm not going to let them join groups. Yes.
Kim, I actually wanted to ask you, since I'm seeing that you are about to configure a couple of group settings, a question came in from Marvin over on YouTube, and he asks, any chance of controlling the number of groups that can be created per membership?
I recall that question being asked before, and that might require some, I might have to get back to you.
Okay, cool.
Out of the box, it's either you can create a group or you can't. I'm not going to give this person the option to create or join, but there might be some customization that can do that.
Okay, cool. Marvin, just drop us a contact down in the comment section below, or get in touch with us over on the contact us section of our website, and then we can see if we can, just get you that answer for you.
I could let my free members message people or not. Now, the other thing is I created groups ahead of time because this is an existing site, and we have a group. We can invite people to groups. Elf Patrol is a private group. You can only be an elf to be in that group, so I'm not going to include that in the free membership. But if we're going to include the all residents, so if you were to sign up with this level of membership, you're going to be able to be part of that group. Which of course I said you can't join groups. So sometimes, that's just joining groups. I have to figure out how those work together. That is interesting. Maybe this by default. Yeah. This by default will have you there. That's what it is. And then these are down here, the regular paid memberships pro. These are the different categories I have. I'm not going to do that. We're going to save that level. So we have a free level. Just going to make one more level, which is a full elf level. So if you're an elf and you work in the workshop, you're going to pay $100 for access, but you are going to have full access. Yep. Hold on. That one. And then also we're going to invite you to this private group. And I could check all these, but I'm not going to do that right now. All right. So if all that went well. Now, some people use an additional or a fork of BuddyPress called BuddyBoss, which works with BuddyPress. It installs its version of BuddyPress. You would use this integration also with Paid Memberships Pro, but they have some of their own settings that you'll have to attend to. But if you're just using BuddyPress, that should be all you need.
Kim, just for interest's sake, I'm going to bring this up on the video because it looks like probably Jason or Kim just gave us an answer to the question. So Stranger Studios writes, right now group creation is either allowed or not allowed. Some workarounds may be to make a form that submits to your email requesting a new group creation. So yeah, there we go, Marvin. I hope that helps a little bit.
Thank you very much, Jason. All right, so let's go. I'm going to log out. Now, I've created this membership, but I haven't given any of my members who are part of this access to it. So all of a sudden I may go here. We've given members, everybody can see the directory. But now I'm going to go to see groups, restricted access. I can't see that. I should not be able to see activity, but apparently I didn't click that off. So we've blocked that. Of course, I didn't save my pages in the menu, so I apologize. And now we're using Paid Memberships Pro login, so we're not going to the WordPress login. We have a login that's part of our theme, which is built into Paid Memberships Pro. You need to be careful when you're clicking that and you're using another either Theme My Login or the BuddyPress log. You want to make sure you're going one or the other, because what happens is you could get in a loop with your logins. So you want to make sure your logins are straight and you're telling each of your plugins that are responsible for logging in that you're going to let Paid Memberships Pro take care of that. So I feel like there was one more thing that we didn't go here. Okay, sorry about that. And the last thing you want to make sure you're doing is you're saying that you're going to let Paid Memberships Pro do your registration and not BuddyPress. You're not going to be using the default BuddyPress anymore. So that's an important one. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of my things to the menu. So now we can.
When you say that you're not going to be using the BuddyPress login anymore, is that the part where you say you don't want to have either, like both the BuddyPress and the PM Pro login pages? Is that where you turn that off? Or can you decide, okay, we're rather going to go for the BuddyPress registration or login, preferably?
The registration, right. And you can, if you want to, though this would take away from the being able to charge. If you're having a site and you don't have a price involved, you could still use the BuddyPress registration, which is the same as WordPress, very basic page. But then you would have to add some code to assign a membership level. That wouldn't happen right automatically. You would have to incorporate that. Okay, so I now have a menu. There we go. So here's my account, which I don't have one. So I want to join. I'm going to become a free member. I already have my, oh, I'm not logged in. This is a new person. So I'm going to join. You can make these show only if someone's logged in. I'm kind of rushing through this, so I apologize. This is what I want. So if somebody comes, they want to become a member, I'll need a new name. There we go.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to pull up a couple of questions that came in, and it looks like we have been answering them in the comment section below. But just for anyone who is watching, a Realty Pro Network asks, can I create a main public BuddyPress network and also a private one on a multi-site or intranet for my company employees? And Stranger Studio answered that by saying, you can use BuddyPress on a completely private site, such as an intranet. We would advise hosting that private site in a separate WordPress installation, maybe a subdomain of your main site. And I believe we answered this question. So is it recommended to use the PM Pro login page rather than BuddyPress? And as Kim White mentioned, it probably is, especially if you want to, when completing a registration specifically, to assign them a membership level all at once. So yeah, just keep.
So there we go. I have my membership level. Here's the Paid Memberships Pro, and now I should have access to groups where I can see groups now, which I couldn't before because that was closed to non-members. So when I can see a few of these things, because I have a basic membership, I can see the members of a group. So once again, you have to go in there and figure out what permissions you want to give and what levels. I'm trying to see if there's something restricted that I can, activities, no, that I can turn people away. Oh, some of the groups, yeah, because even though I can see the groups, I can't post to them. So I won't have access to actually post to them. I'll only be able to see them, if that makes sense. You have I have no invites. You can restrict what people see here by their level, by their membership. Like I said, like I'm only in the one group. I'm only in the resident group. I can see notifications. I think I can read on. I can't write anything. We didn't give any permission for this user to write. You can get rid of this up here too. That's another customization. So I'm going to go in as my regular person again who has access. No, I guess not. It's a problem when you have too much going on. There we go. BuddyPress has a lot of little tweaking you can do. I think that I set up, and in a perfect world, this would work. I made a little customization. And I'm also going to go here. So if I have past users, I can now assign them roles, levels. So I'm going to give myself a level. I'm a full elf. All right, so let's see if this works. So now I'm logged in. I'm going to go to the members. I'm going to go to mine. Okay, so I didn't style this, but I added a membership tab with some custom code. So now my users can see their membership settings right from in the BuddyPress landing area. Which is
that's cool.
Feature so you can add that tab. Like I said, I didn't style it. I just kind of threw it in there to show one of the little things you could do.
Yeah, I think you also zoomed in on the browser, which might throw it out a little bit, but I can see.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a pretty nifty. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
yeah. There it is.
We go.
Now it looks nicer.
No, that's awesome. Okay, fantastic. I just also want to put it out there that if you are still following along with us, please send in any questions that you might have so that we can, get them answered up for you. You can just post a comment down in the social media platform that you're watching, and we should get it on our end. Cool. So, Kim, what else have you got for us?
I think that's all I covered for right now. I know that this is the basic setup. This is what you need to have the integration plugin, to have them talk together, to be able to have access to those different settings. Some people also like to add a third component, which is having forums, and you would add BBPress, which is yet another BP word. And that can be integrated also, and there's an integration for that, but that's another talk, another day. And that gives you message boards, which can show up under this. So there's a lot of customization. You can totally close this off, and like I said, you can sell levels. If people want to upgrade to more access, the sky's the limit. And
perfect.
Because you have paid memberships pro, if you want to, you can restrict some of your posts. So maybe you have posts that are just for members, or posts. These are all for everybody who's on the site. So there we go.
Okay, cool. Marvin asked another question with regards to the adding membership information to BuddyPress.
Yeah.
He asks, is there a plugin for this? And now I know that you said that was a bit of a custom code write-up that you did. Right, Kim?
Right. So one thing you get with BuddyPress is under users, you have these profile fields. So you can add custom. So by default, you get the name, but then I added a position, and I can add a new field like, what's your reindeer name? And it's a text box. But if you're registering with Paid Memberships Pro, by default, you're not going to see these fields. The user would have to go to their profile and add them. So with some customization, using the Register Helper add-on, you can add code that will link the Paid Memberships Pro checkout fields that you've made to the X profile fields here in. So it's a little customization. We have some snippets available if you want to write, and we have some documentation. The Register Helper add-on is also available in the repository for anyone to download. I did not incorporate any of that in the sample here.
Okay. No, that's great. That's perfect. So again, just get in touch with us if you can. I'm seeing a couple of questions coming up. Realty Pro, let me just pull that up. Yes, and another talk regarding BuddyPress groups and BBPress forums would be great,
Yeah.
and specifically and how to set them up to work together. So, okay, that's great. Maybe we can do that sometime. That's a good point. Have you got any experience with setting those two plugins up, Kim, and like making them talk?
I have not done as much with the forums, but I know other people on the team have, and other people we've worked with. So,
cool. No, that's fine. So maybe we can do that in a future video. Another comment over here on YouTube came in. I'm Mel. Hey Mel, thanks for watching. I have a video membership site. Do you have a tutorial for setting up a member service for paid video websites? So this doesn't necessarily directly, as far as I understand, relate to BuddyPress per se, but Mel, we do have a couple of blog posts on our site on how to set up a video membership site, a video membership library. I will try to post a couple of comments down in the section of this video where you're watching. However, just Google or just go onto our site and just do a quick search, and we should be able to pull some up. Maybe some people on our team can just post a couple of links to that in the comment section down below. Cool. Okay, so if you have any last questions, please drop them in now, because I think we're about to wrap up the webinar. Great, cool.
And once again, if you are using BuddyBoss, there are more settings to make sure, because they do have their own registration form. And I've seen people say, yeah, use the Paid Memberships Pro registration, but they haven't changed, use the BuddyBoss registration, and then you get in that loop. So make sure you go through those settings.
For someone who gets stuck in that loop, Kim, how do you get out of it? What is the troubleshoot overview of how to actually fix that thing up?
Why you put me on the spot? It's different for everybody.
I'm sorry.
It's different for everybody. My first thing, if somebody were to come with me, I would make sure that those settings were correct in all the areas. Some people have gotten so stuck in that loop they've had to disable Paid Memberships Pro, perhaps, to make sure, and then get back in the site. Usually it really depends on your site, but I would go through, and I don't have a sample here of the BuddyPress BuddyBoss setup, but making sure that you're just going to one registration process, not having two, and not having logins. Yeah.
Great.
We do have also on our site, we do have a few posts and troubleshooting for that redirect, too many redirects problem. So I don't know if we can post that in the notes.
Yeah, totally. Marvin had an interesting comment over here. A Zoom integration with BuddyPress with access controlled via PM Pro could be quite a cool thing. I'm sure there might be a way to do that, but that sounds like a pretty interesting setup.
I know we've said BuddyBoss a lot, but I know that's something that they've recently integrated into their setup.
Oh, okay. So BuddyBoss has
incorporated that. Yep, might be more part of their paid. They have a free version and a paid version. It's probably more of their paid version.
Cool. Great. Okay. I do not see any further questions that have come up. So everyone at home, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you found a lot of value out of this webinar episode. And Kim, thank you so much for giving us a bit of a demonstration. I haven't worked with BuddyPress before, so this has been a bit of an enlightenment for me. And maybe I've got a couple of those business ideas I should try and get going. You know what? Kim, there was actually one question that just came in really quickly. So let's see if we can pull it up. Cool. So this question, hi, I would like on my site to be able to register men and women as well. For women, I'd like it to be free. And for men, I'd like to restrict a couple of things until they pay for a membership. That, might be like a sort of a matchmaking sort of website. And I think that is quite common with BuddyPress businesses and stuff.
And Paid Memberships Pro, I've seen a few of those. Those would be different levels, because when you have different levels, you can give permissions and requirements. You can ask different questions when you're using Paid Memberships Pro. You could set up some custom fields that are only for women and only for men. So yes, all of that is possible with Paid Memberships Pro, and then Paid Memberships Pro would work with your BuddyPress install.
Perfect. Cool. So I hope that answers your question. Kim, once again, I think we're going to wrap up this webinar over here. Thank you so much for your time and for going through this with us.
I'm glad to do it. It's just like anything in WordPress. There's just, the more you learn, the more you realize you can learn. It goes on and on. There's so many possibilities. So this is just one little smidgen of it. But the internet is great for resources for doing this. So go for it.
Cool. For anyone who is still watching, if you still have a couple of questions, please be sure to get in touch with us. Just visit paidmembershipspro.com. We've got a contact us page over there. Drop us an email and we'll be more than willing to help you out. Cool. So for now, everyone at home, goodbye. And thank you very much, Kim.
Thank you. Take care.
See ya. Bye.